Welcome to Snark Theater with bad fishing bits. I hate this chapter! I hate this chapter! I hate it! I hate it! I hate it! Ah! Excuse me. Let me try that again. Welcome to Snark Theater where bad fishing gets blasted. If you couldn't already tell, Chapter 11 is not off to a good start. Why? There's a sex scene in it.
Oh my god!
Lips ripe as the berries in June. Red the rose, skin pale as the light of the moon, gently as she goes.
I don't want to be a drama queen, but God, this chapter is bad. Not just stylistically either. It is fundamentally flawed. It has been acknowledged in the Anita Blake hatedom as one of the signifiers of the series' suckitude. Don't believe me? Well, let's dive right in. Chapter 11 opens in the bathroom with Micah mooning over Anita for telling off Jacob. She aptly calls him out on this fact. You're not going to run screaming because I'm a bloodthirsty sociopath? He smiled, and again his long lashes came down over his eyes. I don't think you're a sociopath, Anita. I think you do what needs doing to protect your heart. Even if that includes everything in the building that has a penis! Oh, wait, that's not until after this book. My bad. Anita starts to leave because Micah needs to take a shower, but she notices the bite marks she left on his back and feels bad about how deep it is. And then she starts noticing that he is in fact a naked man in a shower, and we all know that Anita is more delicious than a plate of Catherine Zeta-Jones with a side of Salma Hayek and a piece of Kate Beckinsale for dessert. Naturally, he starts trying to seduce her. Badly. I was at the door again when you called after me, rubbing liquid soap from one of the wall dispensers on his body. Okay, Hamilton? I think we need to have a brief discussion about how to make a sexy shower scene. Naked man rubbing bar of soap over himself. Hot. Man having to stop every few seconds and pump a little handle on the wall and then rub soap on himself. Not sexy. After sufficiently seducing her with his soapy thighs, Micah explains that their beasts are attached to each other since he's the first Mirage she ever met. Yeah, because that makes sense. Also, he tries to convince Anita that she is a human because she has a beast inside her just like he does. Soapy seduction continues. His hand slid up my arms to my shoulders, to my neck, spreading slick and wet across my skin. He slid his fingers into the edge of the towel, gripping the cloth, pulling me forward. It made me open my eyes. It took me a few steps to realize he was leading me towards the water. You'll need to wash the soap off, he said. I was shaking my head and finally stopped moving with him. He kept pulling the towel and it unwrapped, starting to slide down my body. I grabbed it, holding it just below my suddenly bare breasts. No, I said, my voice strangled, but I repeated it. No. He tried to uncurl my fingers from the towel, and I held on for dear life. Touch me, Anita, cup me in your hands. 1, what the hell? No one talks like this when they're trying to get a girl to boff them. And 2, no means no, asshole. Seriously, this is not the least bit sexy. She said no. I don't care how soapy you are or how big your dong is. The bitch said no. You'd think this was the worst it could get, but no, this scene keeps effing going. I know you want to. I can smell it. No, I think that thing you're smelling is attempted rape.
We don't condone that shit!
So Anita reaches through her mind to contact Jean-Claude to help her control the sudden desire for Micah, but he tells her she has to learn to conquer it on her own. You know, after he controls her body for a moment and cops the feel of Micah's junk. Classy, Jean-Claude. Real classy. And yet the scene continues getting worse. Please, Micah, I'm not on birth control. A clear thought at last. He bit softly at the back of my neck. I had myself fixed 2 years ago. You're safe with me, Anita. Please, Micah, please don't. If we have sex, I'll feed on you. Feed on you like some kind of vampire. Then feed if that's what you need, what you want. And then they have sex. Delicious, soapy, barely consensual sex.
That was so terrible, I think you gave me cancer.
We pick up in Chapter 12 with Anita and Nathaniel in her Jeep because Micah apparently screwed the ability to drive out of her. They get to the Spook Squad headquarters and Anita is lovingly welcomed back among the land with the living. I have to admit there is one cute scene here. It was Zabrowski who picked me up completely off the ground in a huge bear hug. He's only 5'8" and not that big, but he spun me around the room, finally putting me down, laughing and a little unsteady on my feet. Seriously, Zabrowski almost makes this shitfest worthwhile. Anyway, she asked him to go get Jean-Claude out of his cell while she talks to Dolph, head of the spook squad. It turns out that Dolph is happy that Anita is alive, but pissed that he can't put Jean-Claude in jail. Anita finds it odd that he's reacting her with such anger, and, being her, goes about the issue with absolutely no tact. He's a vampire, Anita. He met my gaze then. How can you fuck a corpse? The level of animosity was too personal, too intimate. And then it hit me. What woman in your life is fucking the undead, Dolph? Nice, Anita. Real nice. He took a step towards me, his entire body trembling, his huge hands balled into fists. The rage rushed up his face in a near-purple wave. He spoke through gritted teeth. Get out! Honestly, I kind of wanted Dolph to pimp slap her, but I guess that's a bit strong. Afterwards, Zabrowski escorts Anita out of the room and introduces her to Laurell K, an ex-bounty hunter whom they had brought in to help convict Jean-Claude when they thought he killed Anita. They exchange brief pleasantries during which Anita worries that his compliments mean he's interested in her, despite being in his later years. It eventually leads to this thought. I just did not understand my effect on men. Believe me, honey, neither do the rest of us. Anita gets Jean-Claude out and they leave. In the car, Anita confesses that she slept with Michael, but Jean-Claude isn't upset because he knew something like that might happen since the Ardeur is impossible to control. He also confesses that he didn't warn her ahead of time because he was unsure if she would be able to deal with it or not. Personally, I think that's sort of stupid, but I digress. They reach Circus of the Damned and Jean-Claude prepares to go into his coffin, while Anita and Nathaniel meet up with Jason. They eventually get into a tizzy about her authority because of Richard's idiotic ultimatum involving Gregory, and Anita demonstrates her massive arsenal of bitchery when Jason makes a legitimate point against her. Richard is my ultimate. I'm not asking you to badmouth him, Jason. He's destroyed his power structure within the pack. It's not something to debate, it's just the truth. Jason stopped me at the door. Maybe if you had been here, you could have talked him out of it. I was finally angry. 1, you have no right to question what I do or don't do. 2, Richard is a big boy and makes his own decisions. 3, don't you ever, ever question me again. You're not my Lupa anymore, Anita. Anger flared through me like a scalding wave, tightening my shoulders, my arms spilling into my hands. I never felt rage so quickly and so completely. I had to close my eyes to concentrate so I wouldn't take a swing at her. What was wrong with me? Thank God she realizes how irrational she was being. The simple fact of the matter is that Jason is right. She's not their Lupa anymore. Therefore, he has to do what is best for him and the pack, even if it means throwing in his lot with the epic stupidness that is Richard right now. Anita's rogue behavior rarely keeps peace within the pack. It just secures her as the mega bitch from Planet X. Worse still, she makes Jason apologize for getting in her face about it, and he does. See, this is yet another big problem with this book. It's getting to the point where anyone who doesn't fall down and worship Anita gets threatened. Don't even need to point out how ridiculous this is.
You are stupid! You are stupid! You are stupid! And don't forget, you are stupid!
Anita, Jason, and Nathaniel all get in bed, and there are about 6 pages of fluff that have no value to add to the book. It's a sad day for me when reading about a girl and 2 hot guys in the bed is boring. They sleep for a while until the phone rings, and it's Raphael the Rat King on the line. Yes, there are were-rats. I would be more upset about this, but at least they don't have were-moles or something.
Ranger, get the mole! Get the mole!
Raphael offers an alliance to Anita for when they attend the gathering to petition for Gregory because she saved his life in the past. They're also able to complain about how much Richard sucks, as if he didn't get that message like 3 chapters ago. We will be there in force, so the point is not lost on Jacob's supporters. I like the way you think, I said. I wish Richard did, great Raphael said. Have you tried to get him to execute Jacob too? I asked. I knew you understood both the problem and the needed solution, Anita. Oh, I understand. I just wish Richard did. Yes, Raphael said, yes. Jacob is not the man Richard is, but he has some qualities that I would wish on Richard if I could. Me too. Okay, both of you shut the hell up. Yeah, we get it. Richard is being an asshole. We don't have to drill it into our skulls repeatedly. Actually, this is another huge issue that ripped apart the Anita Blake fandom. In case you don't know or can't tell, Richard was allegedly based off of Laurell K. Hamilton's first husband, and after they got divorced, she torched his character, thus explaining why Richard became an irreversible douche nozzle in his book. Furthermore, Micah is allegedly based on her new husband, and thus explains why his character is so perfect and caring and loving and intolerable. Point being, it is now noticeable that she's smearing the character's name just to vent, not because it's relevant. I don't know about you, but that chaps my back